Sarasota Tim doubles down on his horrible advice. Good old Sarasota Tim is setting people up for failure with his horrible advice. As if him being steadfast about collecting Social Security at 62 wasn't bad enough, now he's telling people you don't need health insurance. Now, before we get into the health insurance thing, let's start with the collecting at 62 thing first, shall we? All right, here's a little thing, just an example. I'm sure there's many, many more, but here's just something that tells you, look, this may not be the best thing for you. And here are 7 reasons why you shouldn't listen to Tim. All right, let's start. 7 reasons not to take Social Security at 62. The sooner you claim Social Security requirement benefits, the more you and perhaps your spouse stand to lose. Here are the stakes. All right. Claiming early reduces your benefits. Now, Tim always says that, no, you're losing. No. If you delay claiming until after your full retirement age, you will receive an even bigger monthly benefit. Bigger. That's right. For every year you hold off past full retirement until age 70, your benefits greatly grow by as much as 8%. But Tim wants it now. All right. You might outlive your other retirement. I'll let you pause it and read if you want to. Working longer can increase your benefits. Cost of living will not boost your benefits as much. That's right. Your cost of living raise that you get while you're working is far, far, far much more than you get when you're on Social Security. You might stiff your spouse. That's right. Depending on all that, your spouse can collect on you as well. You might be hit by a tax torpedo, depending on the amount of your combined income. Up to 85% of your Social Security benefits can be taxed. And last but not least, you still like your job. Well, yeah, we won't talk about that. That's never going to be Tim's reason. That's for sure. But there you go. There's just a brief little thing real quick why you shouldn't. Now, see, this was from my financial page. This is somebody who knows what they're talking about. This isn't from a guy that is crushing it, living in a travel trailer in a Walmart parking lot. Now, I am totally aware that Tim thinks very highly of himself.
And I'm probably one of the most popular people on YouTube that talk about drawing Social Security at 62 years old. That's why my channel grew so big. That's why I have millions of views on a few different videos regarding this topic. That's because it was interesting. It was hitting home.
It was bullshit. Despite the popularity of Tim and his millions of views talking about the same thing over and over again, I would still take the advice of someone just a wee fucking bit more qualified. I mean, come on, let's be real. How many successful people just quit? Do you think Elon, Zuckerberg, or hell, even Oprah would be where they are if they said, fuck it, and bought a van and moved to the desert or lived in Walmart parking lot? Yeah, I think those people are like far more free than good old Bob Wells, and I think they're crushing it a whole lot more than Sarasota Tim. Now, we all know Tim likes to throw out random numbers to substantiate his claims. The problem is that the math doesn't work, and he always uses different numbers all damn time. All right, listen to what he says in this video.
Or didn't collect my Social Security until I was 67 for 5 years. That's $100,000 that I would have left on the table. And I can tell you that at 65 years old, I can count the times on one hand how many times I've been to a doctor. And
we'll get to your doctor there in a minute there, buddy boy. Good old buddy boy. But yeah, $100,000. He would have lost $100,000. But then over here, what does this say? $50,000 a year. So is it 100,000 over 3-4 years, or is it 50,000 a year, or I don't know. Everybody tries, oh, well, this is way he's thinking that. No, it's either 50,000 a year or it's 100,000 over how many. I don't know. You're not going to convince me that this dude knows what the fuck he's talking about. All you got to do, Tim, is just tell the damn truth. You don't care what the amount is. The only thing you're worried about is...
You're 62 and you can start collecting your free check. And that's what I call it. I know it's your money that you paid in. I call it a free check, free money.
It's free money. And you want that free money as soon as you can get it. You don't want to wait another day. You want to grab up that free check, and you want to post a ton of misguided videos and get money that way as well. Just admit it. You had that one-hit wonder, and you have been chasing that ever since with some shitty information and just misleading people with, you're just trying to recreate that one video. Just face it. Now let's get into his latest garbage advice. See, Tim always uses the excuse for everything is that the average age of death is 72. See, that's why you shouldn't waste that, 50,000, 100,000, 20,000 a year, 50,000, I don't know, whatever number he pulled out of his ass at this particular day. But that's why you shouldn't waste it, because you're going to die at 72. Tim says, don't waste your money on health insurance. I mean, come on. How long have you been paying for health insurance and never used it? So why continue to waste your money? And definitely don't waste that free check. See, Tim says that he's healthy. And if he has to go to a doctor, he just pays for it. He can afford it, right? It's just a doctor visit. Wait a minute. I thought he needed eye surgery. Could he pay for that? Who would be footing the bill for that there, Timbo? The other thing is how healthy can you be if you're going to die in a few years? 72, buddy. That's right, 72. It's just around the corner there, Tim. Sounds like your days are numbered. You may not be as healthy as you think. Fact of the matter is that people are living longer, actually. Yes, they are, believe it or not, even though the world is crazy. But yeah, but the other fact is that in spite of, people living longer, we do have these things that when we reach a certain age, whether we seem like we're healthy or not, things begin to fail. We need knee replacements, cataract surgery. Some people need the medications to just to regulate some things because things are getting out of whack. And not to mention, we got the garbage that they feed us, the shit that they put in our food, the stuff that they spray on our food. Everything's wrapped in plastic, and we can't drink the water, we can't breathe the air. And now we got these crazy viruses that they use to incite fear in us. So, yeah, I think you might want to prepare for a trip to the fucking doctor once in a while, or maybe even a hospital. Let's face it, when you get to a certain age, no matter how healthy you may appear or think you are, one misstep or slip on the ice can cost thousands if you're not insured. This whole fucking non-insurance bullshit, yeah, it's horrible advice. And there's another big piece of bullshit that Tim tells people. Tim is under the illusion that Medicare is free. Well, see, a lot of people are surprised to find out that their payments into Medicare, their whole working lives, all this time, all these years, it was only about 36%. Medicare is not free. Another thing that Tim likes to throw out there is Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act. Well, see, Tim may know what goes on in Florida, but that's about it. And even that is questionable. Don't know if you know it or not, but every state is different. Yes, it is. This isn't some blanket thing. See, we have a thing called penny or peony or whatever it's called, penny, here in Pennsylvania. It stands for, I don't know, Pennsylvania, I don't know, insurance, whatever. I'm not sure exactly. I don't care. But we don't participate in the Obamacare thing. Even if you do have Obamacare, it's different in every state. Here, if you don't believe me, go ahead, go to the site. And then when you type in, where you live, just type in a different state for your address. When you get your pricing, and then see what it says. Then go back to your state and see what it says. Then pick another state and see what it says. do it to like 4 or 5 states. You can go back. You can do it. I've done it. Go ahead. Every state, just about every single state, you're going to get something different. But no, Tim says it's this. You can get free. Yeah. He doesn't know his ass was hole in the ground. Another thing he never talks about or even mentions is late enrollment penalty. Oh yeah, it's a thing. See, he tells you this big thing. Well, oh, you're healthy. You don't need it. You don't do this. You don't have any medication. You don't need a prescription plan. You don't need this. You don't need that. That's what he tells everybody. But here's the thing. See, the whole concept of this whole insurance thing, it's not like other countries where they have, A&E where it's all free. Everybody just pays in and you just go. No, this is insurance companies because we like to make money here in the United States and everything's for profit. They really don't care about you no matter what. If it's a doctor or an insurance company, they don't care about you. We all know that by now. But the whole concept is that healthy people, they get insurance and then they pay and pay and pay and they don't use that money, but the sick people do. So everybody paying, it's kind of like everybody paying taxes, but it's everybody paying this little company. And then when somebody's sick, they say, hey, and then they pay. So that's the whole thing. So when you don't, it kind of screws things up, and they don't like when you screw things up. Again, see, Tim has this idea of if you are healthy, you don't need health coverage. Now, I'm going to admit something. Years ago, I thought the same thing, kind of. Let me elaborate, and I will tell you my experience firsthand. This isn't what I read in a book. This isn't what I saw on the Googles. And this isn't a YouTube video that I watched. This is what happened to me. Now, when I became disabled due to my retinitis pigmentosa, I could no longer work and everything, and this is where I'm at. Okay, so I did work as long as I could. I did, so I could keep paying into things because I wanted to go as long as I could. So when the time came, I could get as much. Anyway, we won't go back into that. But anyway, so once I was on Social Security disability, and then you have to wait, and then the Medicare kicks in a little bit later. See, I thought everything was good. I took one little pill for high blood pressure. Now, stick with me and think about your gazintas, okay? The pill for a month's supply cost me out of pocket $5 for the little generic pill for a month. A prescription plan cost me $33 a month. So I sat down and I did me some math, and I didn't even use Tim math. I did real math. And sure enough, $5 a month is a whole lot less than $33 a month. So therefore, I decided I don't want a prescription plan. I don't need a prescription plan. I'll just pay the $5 a month, get my little bottles of pills, and then, so why do I need to pay $33 a month so they can pay the $5? I'll just cut out the middleman. Little did I know you had to get a prescription plan. It was not optional. It was 2 years before I found this information out. So once I found out that I was going to get in trouble, I went and got my little prescription plan, and I got penalized. That's right. I was not just penalized, say, the 33 times 24 equaling the $33 a month that I did not pay for 2 years. So that's 33 times 24. No. I was not penalized that. I am penalized for the rest of my life. That's right. I have to pay this penalty forever until I take the big dirt nap. Oh, and by the way, this little penalty price, it's a percentage. So as the prices for insurance and everything goes up and up and up and up and up, so does my penalty. Back up. I know some of you have your fingers on the keyboards ready to type. You're on disability. That's different. Is it? And how much different? Are there other things that you are not aware of and that the great Sarasota Tim, most popular Social Security YouTuber alive, isn't telling you? The point being is ask an expert. Find out. Don't listen to a guy that makes 7 YouTube videos a day and crushes it in a Walmart parking lot.
This is BlindViews, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.